G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Wild Reaches. This is the Tinny Build, it's finally here. I apologise for the delay. We are currently prepping to leave for season 6 in Cape York. There's a lot going on, but this was built a few weeks ago now, probably a month ago, and I've been revealing it on Instagram so everyone knows about it and everyone's hanging for it to drop. And this is it, the Tinny Build. Now, as you all know, we love a mission in a tinny. So where did the build start? The build started with getting a Stessco Tripper. This is the Stessco Tripper high side. Stessco right there. Stessco Tripper high side. I love the Tripper. We've had them before and they're such a brilliant hull. They perform really well for what we like doing. A lot of people tend to start with a tinny when they're young and then you move on, you progress to bigger boats. I did the same thing, but I've come back to tinnies because tinnies are so versatile. The adventures you can get out of a tinny, to this day, they still blow me away. You get into places like, as you guys have seen, us in Cape York, that you just can't get into in a bigger boat. So I absolutely love the tinnies, and particularly the Stessco Tripper. Where did the build start? We picked up just the hull itself. I already had the 25 horsepower 4-stroke Yamaha. That only had like 20 hours on it, and we bolted on the back of this, took it for a spin, me and Opie, in the river, and it performed amazing. I'll show you now. Things that stand out straight up, I forgot my Mako Sunny, so everything is really bright. It's just reflecting in your face. So marine carpet over as much as you can, or sea deck or something like that. What are we doing, Ope? Floor?
Floor here.
Nice flat floor. No storage, just a flat floor.
Petrol tank there. Storage here, and storage in there.
I've been rattling my brain for the last couple of months trying to work out how to make this different to the last boat, the last build. And I really can't come up with anything better because it was so practical. So you might see me do a few different things as we do the build, but it's going to be the same concept. Heaps of storage in the front because these have the higher sides, 100mm higher. We're going to have more storage. The idea is to lots of drawers, Opie reckons. I don't know, but each side's going to lift up with a piano hinge, and then there'll be dry storage at the front here for electrical, and then heaps of storage for bags and hammocks and that kind of thing. And the back is basically just a cast deck with 2 hatches to get down into there. That's obviously not going to be dry storage, but you know, it'd be a bucket for your cast net or for a fish, or Opie reckons an esky, and then obviously your fuel.
And nearly a brand new motor.
Yeah, let's talk about this thing. Yamaha 25 horsepower 4-stroke. And I have to admit, on the last boat, on the last our small, well, it's a little bit smaller, Stessco Tripper, it was a bit older, that thing. This just felt a little bit too big for it. And I wasn't sure how it was going to go on this boat, but the first, this is literally our first run, I just punched it, and the amount of power it had blew me away. It just lifted the bow up for like 3 seconds, not even 2 seconds, and then dropped back down and just took off on the plane. It was beautiful. So I'm really excited about that. I reckon this is the perfect match. The builder's plate says maximum 25 horsepower, 85 kilos, which is quite heavy. This motor's not that heavy. 4 people, not exceeding 255 kilos. And max people plus baggage plus the motor is 469 kilos. So we went for a bit of a squirt up the river to the lake, just a quick one. And as you saw, we just walked around and worked out exactly what we needed. Worked out that the motor paired perfectly with this hull. And then we came home, and from there, pretty much just stared at the hull for a couple of hours. Sat in the hull and made a plan.
Cut a piece this big of this stuff around here and cut it and put a hinge in it.
Now the planning came from years of being in tinnies, and you know, you guys have all seen the build on the last Tripper. This is very similar. I literally spent hours just staring at it and thinking about it and trying to work out what I could change to make this work better for me as a fishing hull, as a fishing platform. And it was hard because that really was perfect. I didn't change too much. So let's jump in and I'll show you exactly what we've done. All right, guys, I want to keep this short, straight to the point, so it's an easy episode to watch. But I also want to show, because everyone, with our other tinny builds, everyone's always asking more questions. How'd you do this? How'd you do that? What did you use for this? And what did you use for that? So maybe send comments in the down in the comments below, and I'll get back to all of you if you've got more questions. I'm trying to keep everyone happy here. And before I get to that, a couple of things. Thank you to Stessco for making such amazing boats. We have fresh merch. This is an old one, but we have fresh merch in our store, www.wildreaches.com. And jump over on Instagram and follow us on there, because I don't know how to do these giveaways, and the best way to do it is, but let's say jump over to Instagram, follow us, Wild Reaches, tell us your favorite lure. So give us a follow on Instagram, then tell us your favorite lure on the latest post. So the post that's just up, it'll be something to do with this tinny. Tell us your favorite lure and what sort of fish you caught on it, what's the best fish you've caught on it. Tell us a bit of a story, and I'll pick out my favorite story, and I'll just pick out a winner. And the winner's going to get 2 lures, 2 atomic slim twitchers. You've all seen me use these slim twitchers, and they're absolutely brilliant lures. Amazing, one of the best lures I've ever used. So 2 lures up for grabs. Jump over to Instagram and follow us. All right, the Stessco Tripper. Let's, where do I start? We'll start at the bow, work our way back. Cast deck. So I plan to have this front cast deck up to about this thickness, which is 15 mil lower than the top of the gunnels. So basically the floor comes around and goes flush underneath that, and gives me a 15 mil lip. So if you have anything sitting on here, a GoPro or something, and you kick it, you've just got something for it to bump against and stop, not go in the water. And it just works really well for what I'm doing. So that's the plan. I'm going to mark 15 mil down all the way around there, all the way around there, and then we will probably get the ply ready, sit the ply on top, scribe it each side, and then I can fix the angle onto here, which is what's going to support these gull wings, I suppose we'll call them, that come down and land on it. As you all know, I love cast decks. I love everything being off the cast decks, on the bow and back here at the stern, so that when you're in the boat, you're not tripping over things, you're not standing on trebles, you're not snapping your rods. We're in croc country, it's pretty serious, so you don't want to go in the water. So basically, the best storage possible. We do trips in these boats for like 5 nights. So this is a new setup that I've got. I used to just put a screw through the floor. Well, there's a fun fact for all of you. This boat goes upside down as a roof topper on our toy hauler. You probably saw me pull it off at the start of the episode, and then I tow it with a quad bike on this kick-ass trailer. So to hold the cast decks shut, I'm using these compression locks from Bunnings. How about I do like I'll try and work out all the costs. The money that I spent to fit out this boat, so you guys can do a fit out on any tinny that you've got at home, or that you buy secondhand on Facebook Marketplace, or that you go and buy brand new. Go get yourself a Stessco Tripper, because they're epic. But I'll do all the costs, and then you guys can cut back wherever you want. But these are from Bunnings, compression locks, they're lockable. Open up. Battery World Noosa have done 45 amp hour lithium battery. Now again, this isn't something that you're all going to need. I'd say in a boat like this, you don't need any power, really, but I'm filming, so I'm going to do 5 nights or more in this boat at any given time. And I need to charge a laptop, I need to charge all the GoPros, the drones, all that stuff. So I've got a, through the conduit in the floor, up to the back here, there's an Anderson plug, which I can plug a solar panel into. Then I've got a 45 amp hour lithium battery, a shunt there, which I can connect to read the status of the battery on my phone. So a fuse board here, which I can add more to, going to the USB points and the cigarette point there, and then power coming around through here to the sounder. I'm not quite finished. I'm literally leaving tomorrow, and I'm not quite finished the boat, but I need to drill it. Actually, I'm not going to drill through here. So this is going to be a ram mount, sorry, a ram mount. So when you're sitting here, there's going to be a Raymarine Element there. In future episodes, you're going to see the sounder that's going to be mounted here. I'm sorry, Raymarine, but there is a Raymarine Element 12-inch mounted here on the gunnel, which is epic because I can still walk here. And then when it goes up as a roof topper, I'll just take out the 3 bolts, take it away. All the power's up under there. Just clips in there, no issue. All right, back to the front. So this is dry storage. Okay, the way I've done it, I'll show you a bit from back in the shed when I was building it. Yeah, basically there's going to be an upright that fixes onto here, so I'll Sika Flex and screw it into this, and then it will fly past here and come up to the underside of the floor height. All right, so it's going to support this whole cast deck. I'll probably have a bit of angle on the inside of it, which I'll show you guys later. But I think I'll cut that part I might have to scribe it down here, I'm not sure yet. And then another one on this side, which will also come up to the underside of the floor, which will create a nice shelf in here. But that's going to support the floor as well. So I think I need to cut these two first, and then I can sit the plow on the top and scribe it and start working that out. Up here at the bow, basically, well, actually on the sides, on the gunnels, this is going to be the underside of my, the top of my angle, which is going to be the support for the gull wing doors. So this is a different bit of angle than what I'll use, but it's going to sit on there like that, all the way around, right up to the bow there. Okay, and then you're going to have 9mm marine ply with 4mm of marine carpet below, because you'll fold it down underneath, and 4mm obviously on top. And then I'm going to have like a sticky back foam strip, which will sit on top of this angle. You guys will see all this as I do it, but it'll sit on the inside here of the angle, and then the lid will come down and sit on it. So all of that together allows that to sit there at that height. And then up in here, there'll basically be another piece in there, and then I'll have a supporting piece with a piano hinge on either side of it. Will go through the middle. It'll be about 150mm strip, and then either side of that will be a gull wing door. So that bit there will then come through, fly straight underneath that, like that, and it will be supported by a bit of angle in there. So that's going to give it that strength in the middle to stand on. Basically, you've got this centerpiece through here, which is carpeted, piano hinge, the full length almost, and then under that piano hinge is a channel on either side. So when the water, when it rains and the water tries to come through, it runs into the channel. Now normally your boat sits bow up, all the water's going to run down that channel and then drip down here onto the floor, either go through the crack in the floor or run through and drip down to the back and straight out the bungs. That's the idea. But the main idea is that it bypasses my dry storage. So the next part of the jigsaw puzzle is aluminium angles around the bow here for these gull wings to sit on. So I'll just show you quickly what I have in mind. This angle here is about 20 by 25, something like that. I've got a length of that, and you can see it's got to sit down at this height, here, which is about 15mm up from the bottom of the gunnel. It's going to sit at that height, but as you can see, it doesn't bend around there, given that it's an angle. So what we're going to do is run some little nicks in the angle, in the top. We'll have to cut out little triangles in it, and then it should bend to shape, and then we can Sika Flex and pop rivet it to the gunnels. I'm gluing up some panels this morning. We've had heaps and heaps of rain here on the sunny coast, so it's obviously really loud under this tin roof, but I'll just film when I can. These are the panels I've done so far. These are like those gable ends for either side of the seat. So front and back there, and then I'll drill the rod holders through here later. This is how I set it all out. So roll your carpet out, sit your panel on top, upside down, so you can see that, and then label them. So that's bottom starboard side, which will actually be that side when it flips over. That center rail, cut yourself enough carpet. So I've allowed on this one 60mm each side to fold it over, and then trim a straight line, fold the other one over. What else can I tell you guys? Get yourself a nice flat surface like this to work on, and then with your glue, which is this contact adhesive, quick grip. There's a few different brands that do it. That's the Sellies. What you want to do is get a spatula, cover the carpet. So I always mark out my bit of timber first on the carpet with a black Nico pen, so that once they're both covered in glue and you sit this on there, you know exactly where to sit it. So yeah, what you want to do is cover this in glue, in the contact, cover your timber in glue all around the edges, and then come around the other side by about 30mm. That's what I like to do anyway. Then you can fold the carpet over and cut it off at that nice 30mm mark all the way around. Yeah, so make sure you router your edges or hit them with a plane just to round them off like that, so that your carpet folds over there easily. Yeah, let's rip into it, get all this carpet done, and then we can start putting together the bow. Okay, I have a few panels carpeted up, ready to go. So I've gone this centerpiece, which is going to be where the hinges are, the piano hinges are mounted either side of that. What side's that? The port side. I thought I did the starboard side. Anyway, the port side, and these two gable ends, which are going to go on either side of the seat, like I said before. The reason I've left this side which is the starboard side, undone, is so that this stuff gets a bit tricky. When you measure out your timber, like I have here, the ply, and then you wrap it with carpet, you can make an allowance on either side of, say, I allow 4 mil either side, and then 4 mil on either side of the lid as well. But then when you fit it all, you might find that it's too tight. So I've left one of the doors so that if it is slightly too tight, I can shift the whole thing across, a couple of mil, and buzz that one to suit, or just retrim it to suit. This black aluminium angle through here is to stiffen up this board. So on the last Tinny Build, this was actually a 70 mil pine frame there and there, which one, took up room in here, it made this much narrower, and two, it was just extra weight. This Tinny, I'm trying to cut back on weight because it is a little bit heavier in the hull itself from the last Tinny. I'm trying to cut back on weight in materials, and I did look at using the Thermolite, not ply, Thermolite board, whatever you want to call it, as opposed to this is marine grade ply. I've used 9mm marine grade ply, and I used 12mm on the last boat. It seemed excessive. There's no big span, so I've gone 9mm just to save on weight again. And looking at, I've gone 2 sheets of ply, and I might go over by a little bit. I might have to get 1 more square metre or something in here. We'll see. But at this stage, 2 sheets of ply compared to 2 sheets of that Thermolite, the price difference was the ply was $75 a sheet, so $150, as opposed to nearly $300 a sheet for the Thermolite. So to save, honestly, maybe 5 kilos. I just didn't see it was worthwhile. So I've gone marine grade ply. I've pop riveted the angle on the sides here, and I've sealed it like I said I would with Sika Flex to stop the vibration. This here, like I said, is to strengthen this bit of ply through here, keep it nice and straight. I've run out of screws, but I am going to put a lot of screws in here, about 9 screws along that full length to keep it nice and straight. This one here, I can get a bit of angle. Let's get up under here. I can get a piece of angle because this is recessed into this, as you can see there. So I might get a piece of angle, come along that and down, just to support that. But yeah, you can see that these channels sit nice and flush into this gable end on both sides, and then it comes through and will drip out the end there, drip down onto the floor and out the back. This is tried and tested. I did this same setup in the last Tinny, and we've done ocean voyages in it. We've been up north in the wet season, and this all stays dry. It's really good. So the other element here that really makes that work is the bit of angle that I've got all the way through to here. I'll show you now how that's pop riveted on. And then I've also got this foam strip. You see that? Again, that's just from Bunnings. It's like a 10mm by 5mm foam strip, a sticky back strip, and it creates this channel in here. So when the door shuts, the water that gets in between your gunnel and your door is going to drip onto that angle, but it's not going to come across into here or into there because of the foam strip. It's going to run along and drip down here. Genius, right? There's so much storage in there. We've still got the anchor well, which again is completely dry storage if you want, like you put your sleeping bags and stuff up in there. But there's so much room in there. Look, honestly, I can't even touch the bottom. It's that deep. All right, while we're here, you can see rod storage. Just drilled the first hole for the rod holders in the front seat here, or in the front cast deck, and it's a horrible thing to do. You get the whole thing looking real nice, and then you come in with a hole saw. But what I'm doing, I think this is a 42mm hole saw, and I'm hoping I'm going to drill it on an angle like I've done there, and I should be able to come in from both ways like that, and that should take the foam out. I should be able to drill through that foam, which is flotation inside the seat there. And then I'll do 1, 2, maybe 3, and I might put one up high here for a fly rod, which I'll then be able to run up under here and right through to the back. Very similar to the last boat. The only difference being I've put a fly rod, well, I've got fly rod storage, because in the last boat, I find with fly fishing, if it's not in your face, you don't grab it and use it. And I love fly fishing, but they're just like it's 9 foot long. It's such an awkward rod to have about. So I've tried to make it really easy. I'll show you the rod storage. This is what we've done. Same as the last boat, just with these elastic, whatever they're called, Road Tech Marine, and the buttons. So there's 2 rods there. They come through here to a flange, plumbing flange from Bunnings for 40mm pipe. 1, 2, 3. The top one is a fly rod, so it comes right through, and the butt's gonna go into that one, right? And the back of the fly rod comes to like there. And then up into the bow, into storage. When you're dumping your bags and stuff in there, you don't want to be hitting your rod tips and snapping eyelets and things like that. So this one's obviously the fly rod, the top one, and these are both, you know, for spin rods and bait casting rods. You can see here I've cut the front out of these pipes. I've just nicked them so that the pipes bend. And then, like everything in the boat, you want a Sika Flex or use some kind of quality adhesive sealant to stick anything to the hull, because when your outboard starts, everything's going to start vibrating, and you don't want, that's going to drive you nuts. If you can hear things vibrating all the time, it's going to drive you bonkers. So I've tried to use Sika Flex everywhere, and I'm pretty confident I've nailed it. So to support the centerpiece under here, there's a bit of box section under there, which is 25 by 25. Actually, that could be 30 by 30. Right through, and it bolts up under there, which is secure. These bits of angle are pop riveted into the hull, or into the bow there, and then along the side here, they're pop riveted underneath. And the beauty of this boat is that we've got these nice wide gunnels. So this is actually pop riveted into the gunnels, not into the hull itself. That's the word. All right, so while we're looking at the gunnels, this is one of my favourite things about the new Stessco Tripper, the high side. You can walk on these gunnels. They're nice and wide. The Stessco Tripper is a very stable hull, so I'm quite confident that I'm going to be able to walk on these, which is going to be brilliant. Can't wait for that. And I've used a product on here. You all know about SeaDeck. Hang on, let me adjust this. Now, you all know about SeaDeck, right? It's super expensive, but apparently really functional foam that you can put on the floor of all your boats and all sorts of stuff. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Now, I don't like buying things on eBay because I've been burnt before, and I just don't like buying rubbish. I like buying quality stuff. But I couldn't seem to get any good. I tried everywhere, boat stores and all. It's starting to rain. Boat stores and all sorts of stuff, and I couldn't get a quality product. So I thought I'd give this a crack and just fit it like any bloke would fit it, and then take it up north and bash it around in Cape York and tell you guys how it stands up. I paid $70 a roll, I think, for 3 meters by 900mm wide. So I really need one roll for this boat, and I've still got scraps left over. It cost me $70. All right. All you do is clean the hull or the gunnels with methylated spirits. Give it a good clean, and then this stuff's just like a sticky back. So you just peel off the film, stick it on, and you're meant to, if you want to, seal around the edges, around these edges here, all the way around there with Sika Flex or silicone or something to stop, I suppose, water ingress or like dirt getting under there, which I pretty much guarantee is going to happen on this trip. So I may get time to do that before I go. All right, let's show you the other side. I absolutely love these things. So when it's upside down, I'll probably just lock it so they can't rattle loose, but it's so good. All right, this side, they're so neat and tidy. And that's another thing. I don't like kicking things, you know, or things getting hot, but I've recessed that in, and it's just epic. I love it. That's a really good addition. Okay, oh, here we go. Something I found at Bunnings are these boxes. I told everyone on Instagram. There you go. What's the brand? Can anyone read that? Montgomery storage box. Pretty much a standard size tackle box. $5. It's a quarter of the price. So I bought 6 of those, and I just made these carpeted dividers, and they fit in there perfect. Look at that. So I can just load that up with lures, and then that lives in the boat. More storage in here, more camera gear and stuff like that. Also, it's good having a spot in the boat where you can chuck your keys. I'm actually going to do that on this side, right? So lock that. This side in here will be like keys and all that kind of stuff that, you know, the quad bike key, when we do these missions and you've got some things, your phone, your sat phone, all that sort of stuff, put it in there and you know it's safe. I'll put a link in the description for what I've purchased and how much it cost me, but you can kind of see it's lifting ever so slightly there already. So I guarantee I'm going to need some Sika Flex or something around that. All right, let's move to the stern. This tarp out of the way. Absolute banger of a net spot up there. I've just got a fold up net from all of our friends at BCF. This net is actually really cool. It is a Kato, and it's just a fold up telescopic net. Works really fast. It's quite big for big barra. And it just slides in there, which is great. Same thing this side, 2 rod holders. Probably should have done 3, but you know, kind of got over it. I've built this floor, which was a lot more work than I thought I'd have to do. I'll show you guys now in some of the footage in the shed, but had to build a whole new frame in here out of aluminium. Again, Sika Flex all your joins, Sika Flex pop rivets, and then obviously the ply and the carpet on top. I also just tried to come up with a very basic way to store, as you guys have probably noticed, I'm pretty anal about having everything off the deck, right? So, and then when you catch a fish and you're like, Dan, where's the pliers? And he's like, oh, I put them under that box or next to that box. And you're like, they're not there. And it's a Queenie going Burko or something. You want to know where they are. So I've got a spot for pliers and a spot for lip grips here. I'm yet to see if this is actually going to work. It's just PVC pipe, 40mm pipe, and I've wrapped it in carpet. Pliers in there, and then lip grips go in here, and then that just pulls over and clips on. They sit in there without clipping it on, and then, you know, when you start motoring, you clip it all in. Stop it bouncing around. All right, let's move back. Remember, jump on Instagram and follow us and get a free lure. Tell us a story. All right, in the back, again, compression locks. Open that up. That side is storage. There's normally a bucket in there with the plonk and other bits and pieces. And obviously it goes right down and under that seat. I put my oars and stuff like that in there. I'll show you in the footage in the shed how I built all of this, but pretty straightforward. Just a bit of aluminium angle from our mates at Bunnings. A bit of aluminium angle all the way around there, pop riveted into the hull. Don't panic, you can do that. Just do it properly. Use Sika Flex, use aluminium, the right size pop rivets. Put a few in there, like 3 along that length. Use marine grade Sika Flex and know that it is above the waterline, so it's not actually under the water. It's fine, but don't blame me if your boat sinks. Yeah. And then another bit of angle. This bit of angle is pop riveted to the existing seat. This here is just the seat. I've carpeted it to save weight. I didn't want to build it up or anything. I've pop riveted a bit of angle all the way along there, and then this all sits on it. Okay, and then second bit of angle off that goes to the back bit of angle, pop riveted to the transom, and that's about it, guys. That's pretty simple. That's it, right? So that's a separate bit of ply carpeted in there. Same thing there, another separate bit of ply all the way around there. And then this side is just basically fuel, 25 litre fuel drum. I've just carpeted these just for the look. I carpeted this side because the rod, the fly rod, will be touching that. So obviously anywhere where a rod is touching, you want it to be nice and soft. That is a big step, I know. It's about 550mm. I normally run a big Expedition 134 box there. If you haven't seen the Expedition 134 boxes, this isn't a sponsorship thing. They are brilliant boxes. You can jump on them. They're waterproof, they're dustproof, they're really good boxes. So they are dear, but jump on their website and check them out because they'll last a lifetime. I've got 2 of them that I absolutely love. They quad bike, boat, whatever, and I literally jump on them. That's why it goes there, because you can step up onto it and then get up onto the top cast deck. Really good. All right, tie down points. Now, when we're doing trips on the quad bike, things can be strapped into here, which is handy, max tracks, that kind of thing. And then when this boat is upside down on the toy hauler, I can strap lightweight things up underneath here, like cherubim pots and all that kind of lightweight stuff. So that's really handy. Let's talk about materials before we wrap this up. You can see here, aluminium angle. I think I'm a bit short on that. I'm gonna have to get maybe 3 or 4 more lengths. some PVC pipe, which are going to turn into rod holders. You'll see me do that. To go with them are these PVC flanges. Sika Flex, this is the heavy duty 221. You want to get yourself a tube of that. All the different screws, pop rivets, things like that. Some tie down points for the actual floor. Marine carpet, I've got about 5 linear meters of marine carpet. Quick grip, which is like a contact adhesive. A big length of piano hinge. So again, you're going to see me install all this and I'll show you everything, but that's piano hinge. When I build these cast decks, I like to have nothing that you're going to stand on, nothing you're going to kick your toes on. You know, obviously where we go, everything gets really red hot. If it's metal, it's hot. You don't want to stand on it. You don't want to kick your toe on it or anything like that. So having concealed hinges like that are basically flush with the carpet, it's just one less thing to hurt yourself on. So I've used marine grade ply. I used 9mm ply. Marine grade, it's like a hardwood ply. The weight, I don't know. I did look at all this and I've forgotten the stats. I might look them up again tomorrow and I'll write something here, or I'll put a link in the description or something like that. I did look up the weights of ply versus, what's that other stuff? Forgotten what it's called. You guys all know the stuff. It's like that lightweight. It's like a ply option, you know, it's like super lightweight. I bought 2 sheets of ply to do this and I didn't use it all. So it's close to 2 sheets, but not 2 full sheets. That stuff was like $280 odd a sheet. This ply was $75 a sheet, and we're talking like, I don't know, there might be 20, not even 20 kilos. No, there wouldn't even be 20 kilos of ply in here. Like, it's not much weight. I wouldn't have saved enough weight for it to be worthwhile. And I wanted to build this in a way that you guys can build it, you know? Like, I didn't want to go and spend thousands on it and you guys will be like, oh yeah, well, great. It's a 16-year-old, I can't afford that. So 9mm marine grade ply works fine. Okay, then marine grade carpet or marine carpet from BCF, Rotec Marine, Bunnings, they all sell that marine carpet. That's all this is. It's about $45 a linear meter, but the roll is 2 meters long. So you get 2 square meters for $45. And then contact adhesive. When you do your contact adhesive, do both surfaces. So do your timber and do your carpet, and then let it sit for like 20 to 40 minutes. Normally about 20 I found works. And then stick it on, go over it with I use a bit of timber or something just to rub it all out, and works a treat. Everything else came from Bunnings, so it was very expensive. No offense, Bunnings, but you are very expensive. So if you can find somewhere, like go to an aluminium supplier, I was in a rush, go to an aluminium supplier and just get a heap of angle. I think I ended up using like 5 lengths of angle, about 30 by 30 angle, and it's just super expensive. So go somewhere else. So you're going to need angle, you're going to need marine carpet, you're going to need piano hinge. You can use other hinges, but I like this because you can't kick your toes on it. Does get a little bit hot, but you can hardly stand on it. It's that like, it's so like recessed in. It's great. The compression locks, again, Bunnings. You can probably get them cheaper on. You can get them cheaper on eBay. I've seen them on eBay when I was looking for that other stuff. What else can I show you guys? Oh geez, I'm a bit worried that this Tinny Build video isn't as exciting as it was amped up to be. I feel like I'm out of stuff to talk about. I'm going to dump this tarp back in here, and then I'll show you guys something pretty special underneath. All right, let's briefly touch on the setup, okay? I know this is a Tinny Build, but this build comes because our adventure's getting bigger and better, and this trip I'm actually solo, so I need something super reliable, heaps of power, and that will just sort of go anywhere. And as you saw in season 5, we broke the Tinny trailer, so we had to build a new Tinny trailer anyway. Picked up a new quad bike to tow that Tinny trailer. I'm going to do a full review on this bike so you guys get to see all the specs on it and that, but I think I'll take it out in season 6 and give it a flogging first to make sure I'm happy with it, and then I can tell you guys, you know, the good things about it. Basically, we've got a 1000cc CF Moto quad, 27-inch mud tyres. So we've built a trailer. That was the challenge. Let's build a trailer that is as tough as the CF Moto quad bike and as tough as this Stessco Tripper, so that nothing in our lineup here is letting us down, okay? Nothing's like holding back the Tinny. Because there's nothing worse than having this amazing boat to go fishing and you can't get to the spot because your bloody trailer breaks, or because your quad bike gets bogged, or something like that. You want everything to work, right? So Mission Built, here we go. Mission Built have built this trailer. These here are the straps to get it up onto the toy hauler. Mission Built have built this trailer that is like weld porn. That's what I said to them. I'm like, is there an Instagram page that we can post this welding on? Because it is just amazing. It's like worthy of a 6-meter boat. So again, really good hitch. I don't want that to let me down. The boys have made up this winch post, and everything on this trailer comes apart and bolts up onto the toy hauler. So we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, plus the axle, which is like the same width as the same track as the quad bike. It's like not even 1200 mil wide, and a winch post, and that's it. And it just with a rattle gun and a shifter, the whole thing's just pulled apart, pull the wheels off in like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. It's unreal. So I'll give you guys a quick look at it. Basically, we've got these two sides and then a centerpiece running right up to the rear axle. We've got these 2 bolts here, the 4 bolts holding the winch post on, and then we come around the sides. I've just gone 2 runners, so rollers, so one there, which is pretty close to the bow, one at the back, and then a slide on either side. Now I'm going to adjust these still a little bit more, but they're pretty close to being just right. We've gone the same size wheels as the quad bike on the front, so that we can use these as spares for that. New wrap, Wild Reaches, Adventure Concepts, big things coming from, well, I missed the boat then, big things coming from Adventure Concepts. The OGs, Battery World Noosa, Tintica, and Raymarine. Some new sponsors this trip, Monster, Stessco of course, love their boats, Bob Jane T-Marts, and Mission Built. Now Mission Built are doing all this kick-ass stuff. So this quad bike trailer, they've rebuilt our toy hauler basically. They've built us a canopy for the Land Cruiser. So you're going to see, I'm going to do, the Land Cruiser's had heaps of work done, so I'm going to do the same as this. I'll do, I don't know, hopefully tomorrow before I leave, a video on the cruiser with all the extras, including the canopy built by Mission Built, which is just amazing. The roller here is right near the back. I think it's about 700 hanging over. And I've actually got another piece that sleeves into this central piece, comes out to about here, and then with a plate, and then it goes up with a support to the outboard. Yet to mount the transducer. That's about it, guys. Our last hull, the Stessco Tripper, just the standard Stessco Tripper, I think weighs, don't quote me on this, check it, but it's around 90 to 100 kilos. This weighs around 135 kilos, so it is a little bit heavier, and then I've obviously thrown the cast decks and all that in, but they are the same cast decks, or the same, probably lighter, because I've built it a bit better than the last one, so it's going to be a bit lighter in the building materials. All right, I think that's it. I hope I've done the Tinny Build justice, because a lot of work went into this. I'm really impressed with it. I can't wait to get it out in the bush and see how it performs. But this is the Stessco Tripper. It's the 379, the same size as our last hull, but it's just got the wider gunnels and the high side, so 100 mil higher, which is going to be great for croc country. But yeah, that's a wrap for another episode. I hope you all like what you're seeing. I'm sorry the last month, I suppose, or maybe a little bit longer, has been episodes every fortnight. We've just had so much going on with prepping for season 6. Like I said, I'm about to leave to film season 6, so heaps more content to come. We're nearly at 20,000 subscribers. Like, it just blows my mind where this channel has come, where it's going. I'm taking it to some good places, so stick around. You're going to see the Kimberleys. You're going to see heaps of stuff. Anyway, let's not get into that. I just want to thank you. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to the sponsors, you know, for jumping on board and believing in us. Remember, you can get your merch, www.wildreaches.com/shop. And if you want to jump on Patreon, you can get on there. We've got nearly 50 people on there who every month we have a live video call. There's there's chats going all the time. You can contact me whenever you want. But the live video calls are really cool. So we jump on there once a month. for like 45 minutes, and it's a split screen. We can all see each other, and we just have a chat about everything. And then I do a prize draw, and there's some epic prizes from all of our sponsors. So this, actually, yeah, next week, will you guys see this before then? Probably not. So yesterday, when you guys are watching this, it'll be yesterday, we did a giveaway from Carvan Coffee in Perth, WA. Absolute legends. That's my favorite coffee. They're actually on our website, www.wildreaches.com/shop. Again, you can get this pack with a coffee grinder, 2 bags of coffee, and an AeroPress, which is how I make my coffee when I'm camping, how I make it at home. And that was given away last night. I don't know who won it yet because that's a week away, but that's what we do on Patreon. If you want to become a member there, just jump on and check it out. Let's go film season 6. Yew.